NBA opening night came and went. A lot to talk about. But first things first, we want to wish Gordon Hayward a speedy recovery. He came down very awkwardly after trying to go up for alley-oop slam pass from Kyrie Irving, and it was just awful to watch. His leg went one way, his ankle went the other way. It looked like he broke his leg almost, and thankfully it was a tibia fracture and an ankle fracture. So it's tough for the Celtics because they were basically banking on Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward to play a good game, to gel together, to make things happen for the team. And 5 minutes into the opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers, playing in their gym, he messes up his ankle and messes up his leg. So, wishing him a speedy recovery. And this is a tough blow to the Celtics. Their season, very well, can be over, but there were some positives to take away from the entire game. It was essentially a solid game where the Celtics were getting pounded, and they found a way to battle back, and they took the lead for quite some time. So we'll start on the winner side, Cavs side. Cavs, they basically coasted through the game. You can see that they coasted through the game. One of the things that you can see is weren't really sure as to who was supposed to do what. You saw that a lot of times where LeBron was taking shots late in the shot clock. Same thing with Dwayne Wade. A lot of guys kept taking shots really, really late in the shot clock, which really hurt them. Offensively, they don't have anything going yet. We'll see what they draw up in the future, but right now they don't have anything going yet. It's basically you take a shot, I take a shot. You take a shot, I take a shot. And they hope that more teams will double LeBron, and then or they double LeBron, then they'll kick out, and that's that. But other than that, they didn't have much going. I do not really like their offense. Last year, a game like this, they would have won it like 110 to 98, or 111 to 90, or 105 to 97. Like, they would have broke 100 way earlier. It was the third quarter, you're watching the game, they're like 60 points each. And, Celtics have an excuse of being shocked, shell-shocked. They lost one of their best players, but Cleveland Cavaliers do not have that caveat. They don't have that excuse to play at it was such a slow pace, a dead slow pace. Really, besides the greatness of LeBron James, he's not there doing what he does, scoring how he does, timely scoring, making good decisions, especially with the mismatches with Kyrie and Kevin Love. Cavs lose this game. They lose this game. So LeBron, once again, he's everything to the team, despite Jay Crowder being there, despite Dwayne Wade, despite Jeff Green, Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose played really well. LeBron is still the glue that keeps everything together. Like, they weren't winning that game. Let's just say LeBron sat out with the ankle injury. They don't win this game, period. Even with Gordon Hayward in or out. And I feel like for the Celtics, if Gordon Hayward is in, they win this game. They win this game. So it was a tale of two halves. Celtics were shell-shocked the first half. Second half, they came and they battled back and they played well. And they actually took the lead. Kyrie was starting to heat up, and down the stretch, Kyrie had a chance to win the game with a buzzer beater, but unfortunately couldn't do so. Or not win the game with a buzzer beater, but get it close. So that being said, you still saw the love there for Kyrie, still shaking hands, doing all those crazy handshakes. And for the Celtics, you saw some resolve. You gotta give credit to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be a problem. Like, he's very confident. He took a lot of ill-advised shots, but then after a while, all of his shots start falling. Jason Tatum, he was getting rooked for a minute, getting blocked by LeBron James. Then all of a sudden, he hits a 3 in transition, cuts it down to 4. They were balling. They were playing. Those guys were playing in. I feel like now with Gordon Hayward out, they're going to have a lot more responsibility, and they're also going to mature a lot better because now they have to basically get thrown into the fire, and out of the ashes, out of all that pressure is going to come something really great. So Celtics look very promising. Cavs, they want to coast through the entire season. But what's scary about that is, like, their best players, like Kevin Love, still did not like produce at the level that he was supposed to. He had a clutch shot down the stretch, but he took fewer shots than Jay Crowder, Jeff Green. I mean, this is almost ridiculous how he's become alienated in their system. So for the Cavs, I didn't have too many great takeaways. Like for the Celtics, it's a big blow. Of course, it's injury. You never want to see that. But at least they're promising youth. I mean, now they're not going to be in Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion. But, they have ways where they get to the 3rd seed, 4th seed in the East. East is terrible. So, they could build upon this season and really mature their rookies. And as far as the Cavs, I mean, I don't like their spacing. They took a lot of 3-point shots, and the guys weren't even hitting. Cavs were shooting like 36% at one point. Like, it just doesn't make sense, like, the talent that you have to be shooting at such a low percentage. So hopefully they get that taken care of. Warriors, Rockets. Warriors were up 17, blew a 17-point lead. Draymond Green goes out with a strained knee, another injury. I guess opening night is snake bit or whatever, or crazy things happen. If you guys recall last season, their opener, the Golden State Warriors lost their opener. So for some reason, them and openers, it just doesn't mix. Like, that stuff doesn't mix. Opening night and whatever. Like, they got their rings. They're really excited. They look like they're taking care of business. Klay Thompson got hot. What's his name? Gonna get Swaggy P. He got super hot. 8 for 9, 23 points off the bench. But Curry got in foul trouble. Steve Kerr was doing some funky things with lineups. And then for the Rockets side, they played well down the stretch. They battled back. The 3-ball was in full effect. You got to respect the 3-ball unless you're going to get burned. And essentially, that's what the analytics is telling us. Like, you could be down in the game. If you keep it up with the 3-ball, you're coming back. Your 3s versus 2s, you're coming back. And you could essentially take the lead. KD had a trash game. The team lost 122-121. KD had 8 turnovers. Curry only had 2. So your primary ball handler, he had 8 turnovers. You're usually not going to win a game when a guy has 8 turnovers. But what really turned the game was when Draymond Green got injured and their defense just suffered, of course. And then down the stretch, they had Kevin Looney playing. They didn't play JaVale McGee enough. Or I think they probably should have just had Zaza in there or whatever. Part of the Golden State Warriors' problem when they play the Rockets is during the regular season, I noticed they always overhelp and over-exaggerate what's going on with James Harden. Therefore, they leave other guys open. That's why they had, some of these names are escaping me. They had a guy that they newly acquired for defensive purposes. He had like 20. Luke Van Boute had 14. I mean, so a lot of these guys were really like just hitting wide open shots because the Warriors were overreacting what James Harden does, which is very hard not to, but I'd rather him take a tough contested 2 over a wide open 3. So that being said, I mean, for both teams, it wasn't like a really, like, this is not what you wanted to see for the Rockets because Chris Paul had 4 points and 11 assists. Like, 4 points in this system is not going to cut it. So he was like, basically he was awful. Like, he kept pace, but he was awful. Then you have, the Warriors with Curry getting foul trouble and them just messing around with funky lineups. That was awful. So both teams looked like they were just basically experimenting. I think people took it more seriously than what it was supposed to be. Like us, the fans, we did, but them, it was just like exhibition game, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, Warriors were up 17. They basically thought the Rockets were going to fold, and that didn't happen. So give it up to James Harden for doing that. One of the MVP candidates every single year. But, transition-wise, transition, the defense for the Houston Rockets is awful. It's really awful. They're going to have to shore that up. They gave up a lot of threes, and the Warriors' defense is really awful. Swaggy P had 23 points, but his defense was horrendous. It was terrible. So that being said, that was opening night, and I was excited for it. Then when Gordon Hayward got hurt, that really dampened my spirits, and I basically checked out at both of the games. Like, it was just like you're watching it, but you're not really watching it. You're trying to find out what's going on with the players, the injuries, and you're watching the Golden State Warriors game that looks like a blowout. And then down the stretch, you get somewhat of a game, but it's kind of bittersweet because Draymond gets hurt. So it's like It's like all these guys are kind of getting snake bitten by injury really quick, and kind of takes your focus off the game because now you're projecting yourself down the line, and that's what the problem is with the NBA. When you're watching the games, you're not really watching the game like, oh, this is an exciting game. You're watching it and you're thinking, okay, I see this for the future. I see that for the future. I see Gordon Hayward, okay, he's out. Okay, what's going to happen to the future? LeBron James playing like this, well, how is the team going to jump for the future? Warriors, they need to shore up some things with the lineup. How's that going to... You're not really in the moment. And that's kind of what kills it for like a lot of fans. You can't stay in the moment. And then that's where you get all the commotion and, you know, players want to move. And you're just thinking about everything else but the game sometimes. And even the players. That's why KD had 8 turnovers. That's why Chris Paul only scored 4 points. Because you could tell he's not in the moment at the time. So hopefully down the season, both teams and, you know, everybody shores everything up. It was a pretty decent opening night. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction. Hoops meets Hoopla. Peace.